All right, party people, I'm going to do this video on cam. I know the last 10 videos or so, I've just been chilling on my cell doing a recording. But I felt pretty good. I got my boy Block on here as well. And he's just going to kind of give his input on what he thinks when I ask him for his opinion. But so what I'm going to do, this is going to be a little different. So I'm going to go over some of the deposition with Alfonso. Look, this, as far as I'm concerned, we're running to the end on this. There's, other than me filing new lawsuits and doing everything that I said I was going to do in the previous videos, that's just going to come in due time. Whenever the people that are way above me do what they have to do. So we'll just leave it at that. But I kind of want to give some more details on this deposition, because this is what happens. And Block, I think you understand this. This is all crypto scammers, right? This isn't just Alfonso, and this isn't just these dipshits. It's kind of unilaterally the same playbook. Scam, scam, scam. And then when you call them on their scam, what do? They say it's everybody else's fault. It's just FUD. You have no proof. And it happened to me today with another community that reached out to me on a $50 million scam. Those devs act the same way that Alfonso does. Remember? So it's always like, it's always a show, right? Right, Block? I mean, they just, these guys run the same playbook. What's that?
Yeah, you're right. It's a playbook. They've got it all figured out, so there's no repercussions for what they do. So they'll continue doing it.
Correct. And then what happens is when somebody like me or any individual, it doesn't have to be me, when we push up a dev in the real world, in a court case, you know, they want to go run and hide, and then they want the temperature to drop, and then they want to come out after the fact and say, no. It's just, they're all mad. It's everybody else's fault. Scott's the madman here. And then what happens is what they do, right? Which is what they did like a couple of weeks ago. They create this magnificent website, which is just about me. And they say, oh, well, I have emails from Scott from back in the day. And it clearly states that he was trying to blackmail us. And then they post, you know, my background on some shit that I did when I was like 10 years old. And the thing is that stuff falls on deaf ears because nobody cares. That stuff should have been flexed while they were in court. It's kind of like, you know, crying after the fact. I mean, that's how I would see it. I mean, if somebody gets sued and as far as a dev is concerned, and they don't even fight back, right? They don't even fight back during the lawsuit. And then the lawsuit ends and they lose. And then they go file bankruptcy and they basically lose everything that they own. And then they want to post emails about, well, see, this tells you that it was all blackmail to begin with. Like, that doesn't even stick. It's like me calling Block an asshole after I knew he was an asshole the whole time, but then yelling to everybody, no, he really wasn't an asshole, but he is now, because now he's an asshole. You know, it's like a bad breakup, right? You know what I'm saying?
Exactly, yeah.
So it's like, and the funny thing is they want to spend more time on that than they actually want to do their own project and try to get their investors back their money. But moving on. So the last video I left off, I think we were talking about the Ferrari that Alfonso bought. So I'm going to just kind of read off this depot real quick, and then we'll do a play-by-play on it, and then I'll move on to something else that happened today. So we're asking him, moving to page 69, there's an entry on 519, outgoing wire, Alfonso Knoll, 150 grand. What was the purpose of that $150,000 wire? When was it? Alfonso asked. Again, this whole deposition, if y'all have watched all my videos, y'all have come to the realization that Alfonso just doesn't know anything at this point. Every time we've asked him a question, he just doesn't know. But when he gets on X and Twitter and whatever, or his own personal Discord and Telegram, he wants to portray out that he knows everything and that it's everybody else's fault. But this is why this has to be done. And this is in future lawsuits that we do. You have to get the dev in this position because this is under oath in front of the judge. So it doesn't matter what a dev will say after the fact, because only the few people that are still shilling their shitcoins are going to really believe it. Everybody else is going to obviously know that it's a scam. Right, Block? I mean, what would you think?
Yeah, exactly. Like, you're being shown it's a scam. You may as well just start believing it as well.
Yeah. So, you know, and it's just kind of their human nature too, right? It's like, shit, I'm being called out with the receipts, but I'm just going to say that it was all good, no matter what I said in court. Anyway.
Yeah.
So he's like, I'd have to take a look. It was probably for maybe one of the major purchases. We were involved in doing Velocity Auto stuff, blah, blah, blah. It might have been for the purchase of the Ferrari, but I'd have to look and see if the date corresponds with the actual date for that. So again, look, there's so much money that's at this point in time that's being moved in and out of Alfonso's bank account. Like, he can't even keep track of the scams because there's so many, right? He's sending money to GiveBucks. He's sending money to Osborne. He's sending money to his kids via Cash App, whatever the case may be. It's hard for, if you're scamming millions and millions from everybody and you don't have your scam in front of you, then you have to kind of go off memory. And it doesn't work out that way. Why would it have been paid to you if it was for the purchase of the Ferrari? So do you know what this question means, Block? Do you know what my attorney's trying to get at?
Why would it be paid to you?
Correct. If we have bank statements showing wires going from your account back into another account that you own for $150K, and then you say, well, it was for a Ferrari, and then that's when we ask, well, why would it be paid to you if it was for the purchase of a Ferrari?
Exactly, yeah.
And then Alfonso says, because essentially the company held that stuff just me. I held it. So the Ferrari. So what does that mean? What does that mean to you, Block? What does that one line mean?
It's under his ownership, essentially.
Yeah, it was for me, everybody. The Ferrari was mine. Yeah. It was never yours. So that's why these depositions are needed, because technically all this is a lie. Like I said, that's going to be in future lawsuits. But in the moment, it's just story time at the end of the day, because you can't fact check this stuff in real time in front of the judge, because it's just it's not how it plays out. Question: was the Ferrari actually titled in your name? I think it was titled in. I think we had to do it that it was titled. You Block. You're already laughing. It was titled just for all intents and purposes to Velocity. I think we created. I don't know. I'm not sure how we did it. I just don't know shit. Even though I'm going to tell you that my name is Alfonso Knoll and I'm the greatest VC investor ever to walk the face of the globe. Because according to him, Married with Crypto was the sole reason why the club did not work. It was all me, everybody. I didn't know I had that much power. It's insane. But I do know that Bitcoin was $27,000 at the time when these millions flushed through. So being the VC guy that he is, he should have took the $6 million, bought Bitcoin. And you know what that Bitcoin would be worth today, everybody? Let me do the math real quick. So let's do $6 million divided by let's just do 27,000 for Bitcoin. That's 222 Bitcoin at today's price at $93,000. You are at $21 million. Now, with that $21 million, guess what Alfonso would have been able to do? He would have been able to pay back all of his whale investors and then had money left over to continue to build AWSC as it was intended to be. My vision. But it didn't happen. Want to know why? Because he's out there buying Ferraris with your money. So we asked him again, why would the $150,000 be paid to you if the Ferrari was titled in any other name than yours? I'm not sure. Again, I'm not sure that that's what it was. I have to take a look. Whatever, just more mumbo jumbo. And then we asked, why would you have to cover for the company if the company had funds immediately available? That's a great question by my attorney. Again, it's for the purpose of, so we might have had to buy something at auction quickly. Look, as y'all can see, it's just story time, dude. We hit him with the question. He can't answer it. And then he dives into a story, which is what they're still doing now. And they want to project out to everybody that it was just a big blackmail scheme by me, and that the receivership that did the whole receiver was just in on it, right? You notice that's the story, right? They want to say that everybody is in on it. Everybody. Me, the attorneys, the receiver, other holders. We're all in on it, everybody. Just want to let y'all know. We're all in on it. But the financial state that the money came through their bank accounts, it didn't come back to ours. I haven't looked. It might just be repayment, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so we asked, would you agree with me that Scott made investments into Active World Holdings, Inc., correct? Alfonso says, no, I don't agree. Okay. I don't think he invested $1. Keep in mind that we provided bank wire transactions to the courts and to his attorney, but I didn't invest $1. But let's just play along. I think he paid $5,000 in the very beginning in 2018 for a contract, and then he did a chargeback, which is whatever. We built the token ourselves with no help, and continued to go forward while he continued to harass us through the entire period from 2018 all the way up until now. It's a nightmare. So no, I don't think he invested anything. So this goes back to this story that they like. These are what, it's not just him, it's what they all do, right? Block.
Yep.
We mismanaged the project. We stole your money. We produced zero tech for all of you. All the NFTs were a scam. All of the tokens that were launched on the scam were on the exchange were a scam. But it was this dude who fucked me back in 2018, who he's the evil mastermind on this. But never mind that Alfonso was on my live streams shilling AWB and AWRT. So if I was the blackmailer that he says that I am, why is he on my live streams? Block. If I was blackmailing you, would you be on this video right now?
I wouldn't be participating.
What's that?
Most definitely not. I would not be putting myself out in the public eye to be participating.
Yeah, you would have nothing to do with me, dude. That's just the way it goes. So yeah, that's the point. So sorry, I was getting my alerts are popping up on whatever. So that's just kind of the whole point. Like, you can't, devs in general can't keep falling on this narrative that it's the holder's fault. I didn't want them to sell. That's why we pulled liquidity, because we don't want red candles. Right, Block? I mean, I forgot which scam that you, well, I don't know if it was you. Somebody hit me up with it. It might have been you. I don't know. But it's the same game plan, right? I mean, this isn't any news to you, right? Other than seeing how a dev talks in front of a judge, but like the scam is the same, right? I mean, it all looks the same.
Right, exactly. It's always the same, to be honest. It's always someone else's fault. It's never the development team. Something else occurred that isn't in their power to control, but it's not their responsibility to pay back the investors who have also lost money out on, It's like, forget the investors who have lost money out. We're gone now.
Correct. You just said it. It's everybody else's fault. They're fudding. It's the charts look the way they do because of everybody else. We can't do anything about it. Appreciate it. See you later.
Yeah.
Yep. And then they just go off and they become a ghost, and then they resurface down the road under another profile picture, and they launch the next scam. So, moving on. I think he took money from us. See that? Look, he keeps using these words. I think he took money. Bitch, I never took anything from you. You gave it to me. Isn't that kind of like messed up? I took money from him. How the fuck am I going to take money from you? You gave it to me. But that's like the narrative that they all, everybody, that's how this is the space now. You have the one side and the other side, right? So, you have people that live on top of the mountain of right, and then you have the other people that live in the valley of wrong. And that's just the way this plays out. That's why we have to do this, because it puts it on paper. And so what they do is, after all this is said and done, they like to then go online and say, well, that's not how it really happened. But I can't give you y'all's money back. Sorry, because I was buying Lambos and Ferraris with it. All right. So on 5/19, outgoing wire to you for 150 grand. Did anyone other than you authorize the wire? No, I'm the only one that authorizes this stuff. Interesting. So, Alfonso, I want to be clear. This wasn't me, right? I didn't authorize this stuff, correct? Just me personally. And it was nobody else, right? It wasn't other holders' faults because, my previous stories, you would blame other people, other holders. Well, I didn't want them to sell, blah, 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 blah. It's not their fault, right? You called the shots on everything club related. Just want to make sure that's clear. Moving on to page 70, $100,000 loan. So up until now, right now, in the deposition, we're right over $1 million that we've asked him about from money that we've seen move between his bank accounts. So he can't say, well, no, there was nothing. I didn't do anything. Dude, you are admitting that we're calling you out on these transactions. And that's why we do a deposition, folks. Because he cannot deny it, because we have it in front of his face. Let me take a look. Hold on. What was the last page, Trey? No. I'm just Scar. Sorry, I don't have glasses, of course. Eat better. Maybe your vision will get better. All right. I didn't know this would be so tight. This all right. These letters. Okay. So they're talking about the loan here. I'm just going to scroll through it. Y'all can read it. Okay. Now he's talking about purchasing the Airbnbs, which we've already talked about, which, by the way, the holders, y'all, are not going to benefit from the Airbnb. So he's taken money from the pre-sale tokens, which have no liquidity, and he bought real estate with it. So he bought Lambos, Ferraris, and real estate. That we know. We had purchases, as a matter of fact. No. This. I'm just kind of scroll through it. Because at the end of the day, the only thing that really matters is money came in, money came out, and where did it go? Right, Block? I mean, all this other little small detail, it's just sideshow stuff.
Exactly, man. We're after the evidence, man, where the paper trail goes. That's what we need, the evidence.
So while devs, and this is just any dev, when they project out to the community, oh, well, we're building it, it's coming. We're going to do a layer 5 blockchain. We're going to do a wallet. We're going to do an app. We have an exchange. We're launching tokens. What's another scam that they always tell us? It's always something, but it never comes.
Yeah.
Yep. And then what happens is the communities start yelling, and then guess what happens? The devs start banning people, right? That's why the AWC Discord doesn't even exist anymore. The one that they have now is private, and there's like 10 people in it. So how did you go from 600 people down to 10? I know how you did that, because you blocked everybody, because everybody wants their money back. All right, moving down. Outgoing wire, Alfonso Knoll, $16,000. What was the purpose behind you wiring yourself $16,000 out of the AWH account? More money on the move, folks, but it sure wasn't going into liquidity for your shit coins. Probably would have been compensation. I'd have to take a look. I don't recall. So, again, he doesn't recall. It's a lot of money to be moved around that you don't recall. And again, you just decided to compensate yourself, and so you issued a wire. Yep, it's just me. There is no one else. So let's kind of stay on this, and then I'll get off of it, because I think we all now know. Alfonso is saying it was always me and only me. There were no other parties involved. Even though there were other parties involved, he just didn't throw them under the bus under this deposition, but we all know who they are. So he decides to compensate himself. Now, did he come to the community and say, hey, everybody, the money that I'm raking in from the pre-sales of these shit coins that we're launching, I'm buying Lambos and Ferraris and houses, and now I'm paying myself. But just hang tight a little bit. I promise you, it's coming. Just quit fudding. It's the same story, huh, Block? It's the same shit, dude. They all do the same.
It's coming.
Oh, it's insane, dude. Another one. Outgoing wire, $4,000. What was the purpose behind that wire? I'm not sure. God damn, there we go again. I'm not sure. But I need you to believe me when I tell you. My name is Alfonso. I am the greatest venture capitalist to ever walk the planet of the earth. Our exchange is going to be better than Coinbase. And you will be able to walk your city streets with our app in your hand, and you will be able to unlock your very own personalized Lamborghini. I'm building it. Alfonso is building it, everybody. It's coming, just you're going to have to wait a little longer, though. And so you just decided to take $4,000 and pay yourself. It might have been a repayment. No. Outgoing wire, $5,000. Same thing. Look at the answer. I don't recall. I don't recall. I don't recall. So this is what they do. Because if they say I don't recall, then they legally can kind of protect themselves, and for future lawsuits. Oh, well, I didn't say yes or no. I just said I don't recall. And you alone based the decision to pay yourself. Yeah. So y'all remember there was going to be a DAO, and the whole point of the club was, as a community, as holders, we were all supposed to get along with each other. That's how they wanted us to behave. But they didn't want you questioning them when there was no liquidity. And they didn't want you questioning them when it was time for us to get paid our monthly stipend on our NFTs. No, fuck you. I'm Alfonso. I call the shots. This is my baby. And my money is your money is my money. And my money is gone. But just hang tight, everybody. I promise you. It's coming. Another wire, $10,000. Paying himself. What is the purpose of paying yourself $10,000? So it's the same shit. Deposits of $50,000. And here he says, at the same time last year, crypto tanked, and Scott didn't have anything to do with crypto tanking, did he? That's what we asked. My attorney said, when it comes to you, Alfonso, blaming everything on everybody else, and we'll just talk about me for an example. My attorney asked, I didn't have anything to do with the whole with Bitcoin going to 25K, did I? Because remember, everybody, up until this point, Alfonso blamed what? He blamed the market. It's already on deposition. So my attorney, being the attorney that he is, said, okay, if that's the case, I'm going to ask this question. Did Scott have anything to do with crypto taking? Alfonso, I'm not sure. Scott was one of the people who was disparaging Saitama, blah, 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 blah. Which is true, but I had already cashed out, so it doesn't matter. And we already knew that they were scams. Look, I can't help it if we knew it was a scam and you didn't know it was a scam. So you can't sit there and say after the fact, well, Scott was flooding Saitama. Yeah, because Russ was a bitch. I've done videos. So like Alfonso tries to use this stuff like it's a threat to me, against me. No. It means nothing. And on top of that, I never received any kind of airdrops or free tokens. So it doesn't matter. I bought my bag so I can sell my bag whenever I fucking want. Moving on. Look here, another wire right here, 15 G's. Just insane. Damn, hold on a minute. We got another $125,000 deposit. So we're at about what, 1.2, 1.3 million? The totals keep adding up. It's amazing how this works out. And then he talks about some stupid real estate plans that never happened. And we now know it didn't happen because he ran out of money. And then he starts dropping projects like GiveBucks. Risky tech. But this is not what he tells us, everybody. He never told us it was risky. He told us that his name was Alfonso and it was all going to be A-okay and we're all going to be rich. But here he is. Risky tech. It's risky, everybody. Oh, okay. Well, we all know crypto is risky. We know that. But as the dev, you were telling everybody that everybody's going to have Lambos and they were all going to be millionaires if they just bought the millionaire NFT. Buy our NFT for $10,000, and in 1 year later, we're going to give you $1 million. Y'all remember those NFTs? Ain't none of y'all motherfuckers got $1 million. Anyway, so I'm going to leave it at that for now. Look, not a lot of big information. I get it. I'm going to just leave the screen up. But it's just more story time, right? So, this is just the space. And I think Block knows this. I bring it upon myself. Like, whenever we start chasing and going after these other devs, it's going to be the same shit, right? They're going to come after the community, and it's just going to be blah, blah, back and forth, back and forth. I don't personally care. Because I have nothing. Nothing's on me. I'm a bum. Remember, according to everybody else in this space, MWC is a broke bitch. I have nothing. I've done nothing in this space. If that's the case, I will wear that badge. From now on, I don't know shit. I've done nothing. You can't trust me. All right? Does that sound like a plan?
Sounds decent to me.
Yeah, you don't have to trust me, but there will be some people you're going to have to trust, and that's my fucking team. So anyway. So I'm going to extend this one thing, and then I'm going to get into another scam, and we're going to move on. All right, we'll end this. So just so everybody knows, I had one holder who has 250K invested. We've already bundled the receipts, and they've been shot out to the FBI and the SEC. That's already done in the works. Now, what was interesting was, what was it, Block? About 2 weeks ago, one of the actual token CEOs reached out to me and said, Scott, dude, that was my token. And I said, well, I know it's a scam. You don't have to tell me it was a scam. He's like, yeah, I got scammed. So not only do we have more club investors sending me receipts, I actually have one of the token CEOs with all receipts, communications, everything. So what it did is it let me see how Alfonso, as a dev, treated other people besides all of us. These are CEOs of the tokens that paid Alfonso to launch on the exchange. And then within the communications that I have, and I'm not going to drop it on this video, a bunch of promises were made, right, Alfonso? But none of them were delivered. And then on top of that, Alfonso wants to hit him up and say, dude, you're the scammer. So the pattern is set. It's everybody else. It's me. It's the holders. It's the CEO of these new tokens. They're the scammers. The devs that do, they're perfectly fine, everybody. So just kind of keep that in mind. Now, moving on. So today, I was contacted by somebody on X about a scam called, let me see here. What was it called? WadzPay. WadzPay.
Yeah, WadzPay.
WadzPay. WadzPay. I haven't researched it other than, hopping in TG and kind of following the scam. But they have receipts of over 50 million that the dev has taken, right? Partied. I mean, he's publicly put on his lifestyle, big houses, exotics. What a typical crypto dev scammer would do, right? They all go to the same shit. I get it. Look, I've done it. Y'all go to my channel. Y'all see my mansions and my Lambos and everything. It's all good. So what happens when you make millions and millions and millions of dollars like that? But look, I'm just saying that the story is the same. You have a dev, and this has been going on a couple of years, right? The scam's been going on for a couple of years. The dev is promising blockchain tech, more blockchain apps, the same shit, right? But nothing's been delivered other than like a minor league Wix website, right? So they contacted me and said, look into the scam. So I said, look, this is the deal. And they have all the receipts, right? They got it all, right? And I said, look, I work very simple terms here because it's just who I am. I'm not as smart as most of these scammers are as far as, thinking like how they think. All I care about is this. And this is my motto, and I've said it in my Discord. It's easy to prove that it's fake because they can't prove that it's real. So that's the whole point. It doesn't need to be more complicated than that. So when I see a project, and this is any project, this is anything in the crypto space, if they're projecting out, buy, get your bag, buy bag, hold, everything, but they're not delivering out what they said they're delivering, and then it's a year down the road, and it's 2 years down the road, but yet the dev is out buying Lambos, Ferraris, and real estate and yachts and partying up on your dollar, but yet not delivering anything. And then as a community, when y'all flex on that dev and say, look, what the fuck? Oh, it's coming, everybody. You're just imagining things. Right?
Exactly.
It's not, it's coming. It's the playbook is the same. So, but this guy, he's been in it for over 50 million now. And I'm like, holy shit. Now, me being me, that's a good lick, right? I'm like, dude, you know how I can block anybody. Hey, you got to give it. Scammers are scammers. I'll give a scammer credit if he pulls off 50, 60 million bucks. I mean, you kind of got to give it to the guy. But that doesn't mean like he doesn't get any repercussions, right? That's why I have ventured into building LegalX and bringing all my team on board. And once it gets built and turned into an actual company and we get moving, then we're just going to have a whole bunch of fun. But the key is to remove these devs, no matter who they are, away from the computer, offline, and putting them, as I would say, in the real world, in front of a judge, a federal judge at that point, it has to be done. Because if it's not done, and Block, you know this, all it relegates the community to do, all you can do is sit online and bitch. That's it. That's all you can do. What are you going to do?
Exactly. Nothing else, man.
There's nothing you can do, right? Just like Block said. There's nothing. You're done. You can bitch on X. You can bitch on Discord. You can bitch on Telegram, whatever the avenue is. That's all you can do. Or as a community, we can fund lawsuits and we can pull these devs out from behind their computer where they have no fight. Now, that's not going to stop them from getting online and saying, "Oh my God, I'm in a lawsuit. It's all fraudulent. It's a vendetta against me." Well, that's the normal response. I mean, that's what Alfonso did. Remember? So that's what's going to happen. It's going to be the same playbook over and over and over again. And you just have to be able to stomach it and say, you know what? Shit, I'm just a holder. I'm going to watch these dudes get their boots smoked. Why do y'all care? Why would an investor care? Like, you would want to be a part of something like that. Because, we're going to see a lot of smoke. But that's the idea. We're still fine-tuning it, but that's what needs to be done because it is hard. Now, let me ask you this, Block. Can you go one-on-one with a scammer as far as funding your own lawsuits and getting to the end? I'm not trying to call you out, on your finances, but I mean,
yeah, for sure, man. Most definitely not, though. Like, there's no even a thought process of doing something like that.
You just said, so yeah. So it's hard to even figure out from an investor's side, where do I even start? I don't even know where the fuck to go. And that's what happened when I got into the Telegram today. Receipt, screenshot, bank statement. They know who everybody is. But they don't know where to go. They don't know what to do. And that's fair. That's fine, right? That's kind of why the space is where it's at, and that's understandable. But I also said, look, I mean, I'm cool. I'm here to help as many people as I can, at least guide you. But it's going to cost money. The shit's not free. And that's the dilemma that communities are going to run up against. Do we pull together and fund our lawsuit to get the dev where we want them, knowing we're not getting any money back? Let's go back to AWC. Let's go back to AWC. I had an investor call me on my phone, and he's not going to be able to lie and say, "No, I didn't talk to this guy. I have his fucking number on my phone." He's in it for over 7 figures. He's about $1.1 million. He wired Alfonso $1.1 million. So I asked him, I said, "Look, dude, are you cool with that?" And he said, "No, but." I said, "No, there's no buts. Your money's gone." "Well, I mean, it could happen." I said, "No, your money's gone. I know it's gone because I have his bank statement sitting right in front of me." "Well, I mean, dude, Scott, it's just so much money. I don't know, man. I just feel like maybe I can make it back." "No, your money's gone." So that's the mental dilemma that you have to get over. Your money's gone. So you either move on, which is what most people are going to do anyway, and accept that you got smoked for 7 figures. And as a man, you're going to have to convince yourself and look at your wife and say, "You know what? I didn't do anything about it because I'm a pussy." Or you can inject yourself with some testosterone and become a fucking man and go after these people, because it's the only way they're becomes a finish line. Or these dudes are just going to keep doing it. They're going to keep doing it. And they're going to come up under another screen name and another screen name and another profile picture. And you're going to get fucking rolled again. It's the only way. But it's also expensive. As a community, it can be funded very easily. And then the community builds and grows. Telegram gets bigger, Discord gets bigger. Guess who starts coming? We get, blockchain professionals start hopping on our team. Now we have the investigative side. Now we have the lawyer side. Now we have the collection side. We got everybody in place. It's called having a team, like a real team. And then over time, the community is able to run that. That's the vision. It just has to get done. Anyway, that's all I have to say about that shit. So it's all good. Is it fun on my end? Absolutely it is. Is it hell at the same time? Yes. This is some bullshit. I mean, Block's laughing. I don't think y'all can hear that, but he's laughing because this is the downside. We're going to create this side of the space, and then we're going to be bombarded by the other side at the same time. So, you got to pick your poison, and you just, whatever the negative stuff is, you just have to accept that it's coming, and you just have to deal with it and roll out from there. But anyway, just want to do this quick video. I'm going to get it uploaded now, and y'all can do with it as you wish. Oh, yeah. One other thing. If you are an investor in the club or anything DaVinci or Osborne related, any NFTs, any tokens, we already have the lines of communication set up. You don't need to pay anything. It's done. We already have, it's free. It's free. So bottle up your receipts, send them over, and then we'll send them to where we send them. And then we'll send you you'll have your own custom link. It's just be for you. And you'll be able to upload your own docs directly. And they'll go to our guys at the FBI and SEC. And it'll all be good. And you've done your part. Because we're already past the part of funding it. Now, the next lawsuits, they're going to come down the road. And that'll be something entirely different than what we're in now. But for now, if you've been burned on this scam, all you got to do is hit me up on X and send me your receipts and I'll get it working. So I'll holler at y'all later.